Let's see. Who do we get here? I just got back from tour. I need to shave. I need to make more videos. But maybe, just maybe, some of you will show up. It's nothing to lose. Maybe we can hang out. Hello. Oh, I see 2 people. 4 people. We're going to get to some questions pretty soon. Let's just get some people over here. Who's here? Say hello. Tell me where you're from. Where are you at? Yuval Samo, what's cracking? What up, brother? I just got back from tour, doing a little Q&A. It's a little bit late. I don't really know if it's a good time to do it or not, but we're going to try anyway. I'm going to try it for Europe. Maybe this is a bad time. Alaska, what's going on? Looks like it's you and I. I think this is a bad hour for Q&A because it's late in LA. It's kind of evening time on the East Coast, and in Europe it's early morning, so it's only... Hey, Roger, what's going on? There's only a few people that are probably going to be here, which is really cool. Singapore, what's up? I think it's Canada. Yay. Let's see. How many people are here? 3 people. It might not be the best time for a Q&A because it's a weird time in Europe and weird time in America, but that means there's going to be less people. It means I can answer more questions and give you guys more special attention. Yeah, this is live. What's going on? How's it going, you guys? Okay, there's 6 people. Maybe some people will join. I don't know. I'm going to answer a bunch of questions. Oh, yeah, the book is coming. I've just been touring. I've been touring a lot. I've been on tour. The book is ready. It's being put together right now. It's being formatted as we speak. It's ready. It's the first book in the series. That's going to be a little series of... it's called Before You Improvise. And it's going to help you guys figure out and get, real freedom with modes and real freedom with scales, with patterns and side scales. After that, like, improvising will be a lot easier. You'll have a lot more tools. Yeah, this is a little strange because, again, there's probably not going to be a lot of people today because it's a weird hour. It's a weird time for America, probably a weird time for Europe too. But maybe that's good because I can answer more of your guys' questions this way. And then we can kind of get more specific and talk about in more detail of all, cool things about music. There's no book yet. I will release a video when it's ready and done, usually very soon. Of course, it's possible to buy the book from Singapore. The book, there will be 2, it's going to be mini books. It's going to be like 12 little books, well, little books. Each book is like 50 pages. Each book is going to be dedicated to a different mode, like Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Locrian, Mixolydian, etc. Each book will be dealing with a separate mode, and each book will be like $10. It will be a bunch of little books, and by little I mean like 60-something, 65 pages. And it will be basically, the reason I decided to write those little books, is because I realized that a lot of people who want to improvise and they're asking me how to improvise, they don't really even have the tools. Like, they don't really have control. A lot of you guys out there want to improvise and you want to learn how to improvise in chord changes. And like, in order to improvise, you have to have some control over some fundamental things. And I realized that a lot of you guys are asking for advice about certain things, like how do I do this, how do I do that, and then you send me your recording and I'm like, my brother or my sister, like, you're asking me these questions, you're not yet at a place where you have enough control of stuff so that I can't really help you with those complex questions because you're not even there yet. So I decided to postpone writing the big book, which I already finished half of it. And I decided to release a series of smaller books. Each one is like 60-something pages, just to drill you guys on modes. Like, you need to Hey, Roger, thank you so much. Much appreciated, my friend. Thank you. I decided to release a series of books. Each book is going to be called like for a different mode. It's going to be the series is called Before You Improvise. So before you improvise, you should have deep control of the Ionian mode, deep control of the Dorian mode, deep control of the Phrygian, etc., etc. So it's going to be how many modes? There's 7 regular modes and like 3-4 other extra modes. So like 11, 12 modes, right? So there'll be 11 or 12 books. Each book is going to be like 65 pages, and each book is going to be dedicated to one mode. And it's going to be exercises in that mode. All you have to do is just read the exercises. You don't have to think, you don't have to do anything. You just have to read the exercises, play the exercises. Rhythm. 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna finish about the book and I'm gonna answer the question. Rhythm and comping. That's a really good question. Actually, I should make a video about that. But I'm gonna answer the question. I do have answer for you. Let me just finish this real quick. So it will be little smaller books. Each one is gonna be like 60 something pages, and they're gonna cost like $9.99 or $10 each. Like literally nothing. So those are coming, and those will help, and I'm going to be practicing them with you because believe me, even I need them, because it's just fundamental key concepts before you improvise that you should have under your fingers. All right, let's get to your questions. Rhythm and comping. I'm told I play too much. Any tips? Okay, great. What instrument do you play? Do you have some hip voicings for tonic major chord which doesn't sound like 157? For example, most G minor 7 voicings sound like C7 because they contain, even if you make G minor. Right. Well, yeah. I mean, spread the voicings around. Spread the notes around, man. Like, it will still sound like C7. There's no way around it because it's the same chord. But you could do G minor 7 like this. It could also be to your point, it still to me sounds like a C7, right? But yeah, it depends how hip you want to get. So that's a G minor, like G in the bass, B flat, E, A, C sharp, F sharp. And you can double the C sharp or not. Let's try not doubling it. Let's do a C natural on top. Now, again, you don't want it to sound like C7. Well, it still sounds like C7. Let me put the C in the bass and you'll see, right? It just sounds like a hip C7. Because now it's also going to sound like a hip G minor 7. Yeah, just find some hip freaking voicings, you know? All right, let's see. You play what mode scales are other than 5? Well, there's the symmetrical diminished. There's the Lydian flat 7, and then like there's a couple more, and there's the regular 7, right? Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixed Lydian, Aeolian, Locrian. So there's all those. All right, you play piano and you comp too busy. Yeah, check out. I have a video on left hand. Look up at the video that I made about left hand and how to play rhythms of the snare drum. The snare drum and the piano are cousins when it comes to comping. Like these rhythms, that's the piano. So that, and also check out how Red Garland comps. Check out how Wynton Kelly comps. Check out how Herbie Hancock comps. And when you listen to them comp, listen specifically for rhythms. That's the thing. Like, you could ask me, or you could open a CD and listen to a recording of Red Garland or Wynton Kelly comping and just get ideas from that. Generally, listen to the snare drum. copy the snare drum. That's where the best rhythms come from. Triad pair, yeah. Are there any books for rhythm? I think before I improvise, I don't even have the internal pulse to improvise on my own. I've watched a video about internal pulse. The progress is very slow. My friend, the progress is always very slow, and you have to play with people. What can I do? It's something you guys have to understand, that I can show you the way. I can't tell you how long it's gonna take. That depends on the amount of time you put in, the amount of playing you are putting in with other people, the amount, how much preparation you had before, how much talent you have. I'm sorry. Talent is basically intuitive understanding of things that other people need explanations. Every one of you has some amount of talent. I know that. But yeah, that also makes a difference. I don't want to lie to you. That's why someone at 7 years old sometimes can play amazing. How come? Well, it just makes sense to them. They have a talent. There are certain things, for instance, motivic development, I have no talent. It becomes so difficult to me. And I'm a good player. I'm not a great player, but I'm a pretty good player. Motivic development, so hard. And there's people for whom it's super easy. Depends on talent. Depends on different skills. So maybe for you, this is your difficult area. And look, I know the feeling, my friend. Believe me, I know the feeling. Progress is very slow. I'm almost 39 years old. And I am not anywhere near where I want to be in my improvising. Because now I don't really put as much time into it as I used to. And a lot of my work isn't demanding me to improvise because I play on albums for people, pop and rock. I just got back touring with Josh Groban. I was not improvising on that tour, for example. So do you think that helped my improvising? No. So there's a lot of things that go into it, and progress can be really slow. It's okay. You're not doing it to win a competition. You're doing it because music is your religion. You serve through music. It's your passion. So don't worry if it's slow. Something about triad pair. Triad pair. Check out Russell Ferrante's triad. How Russell Ferrante pairs triads. Oh, sorry, it fell down. Check out how Russell Ferrante pairs triads. Russell Ferrante has an amazing, amazing concept on pairing triads, and I think everyone should learn it. I'm gonna make a video about it, or maybe I should just post his video about it because it's so amazing. Russell Ferrante is probably, one of my biggest influences. He plays for the Yellow Jackets. And his triad pair stuff is just insane. He has a whole video about it. I think he shows, there's a free video and there's a paid video. Hold on, let me put my phone on a tripod so I could speak to you guys and play at the same time. So yeah, for triad pair, Russell Ferrante is God, as far as I'm concerned. I can show you guys some stuff. I can show you some of his stuff. Some of the stuff I sort of found. I think his stuff is so heavy, it's crazy. It's so hip. Let me see. Okay, we're almost there. Jazz basic practice. If you need basic practice, you should probably take lessons. I don't believe it's starting to learn anything alone. You can continue alone, but if you're starting, you should probably take a lesson or 2 or 3. If I was to start to learn guitar today, I would not start alone. I would take lessons for 6 months with a good teacher. You need to start with someone. You can't start by yourself. I don't believe in that. I mean, you can. It's just, if you're really in the beginning, it will be a much better idea to take some lessons in the beginning, just in the beginning, and then you can continue with YouTube tutorials, because then your train is already on the rails. It's already going on the rails. But until your train is on the rails, you should probably have someone help you put your train on the rails, so to speak, so it gets rolling, and then you can keep rolling yourself with videos, with all kinds of stuff. But in the beginning, get someone to help you to put your train on the rails. That's what I would do. Any more questions? Thanks for the tonic minor. By the way, the time for the live broadcast is great for me since I live and gig in Japan. That's awesome. Oh, what are some of my best solos to transcribe? Oh, Jesus freaking Christ, Clay. Are you kidding me? Oh, brother, I don't know, man. I would recommend you transcribe some Keith Jarrett. To be honest. I think I played some good solos on Bob Reynolds' album called Quartet. I think I played some decent solos on that, a couple that are not terrible. But again, I mean, if you have to choose between transcribing that or transcribing Bye Bye Blackbird by Keith Jarrett, I'd say go with Bye Bye Blackbird with Keith Jarrett. That's what I would do. Because yeah, I played some nice solos that I'm proud of. But I mean, shit, it's just really hard for me to tell you, well, you go transcribe that solo that I played. It's a really good solo. Have you been burnt out sometimes? Yes, I'm fucking burnt out right now. I need to practice and I don't want to because I came back from tour and I had a great time. It was awesome, but I don't feel like practicing. Oh, are you kidding? Have I been burnt out? How do I deal with it? I don't force it. I don't force it. Soon I'm going to start practicing 15 minutes a day. I'm going to pick one topic. I'm going to go with, I don't know, Russell Ferrante's triads. Stacking triads 1/5 apart from another or 1/6 apart from another. Minor triads, major triads. I'm going to start doing that for 15 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. I deal with that very gently. I don't rape myself to practice. I don't rape myself. I don't force myself to practice. I say, okay, 10 minutes a day. Let's do some fun topic like Russell Ferrante's thing. Hey, Robert. Good to see you too. Thank you for stopping by. So yeah, that's how I deal with it. I'm burnt out. I'm going to find a fun topic. Russell Ferrante combines triads that are a 5th apart, like, and then like inversion. Second inversion. So stuff like that. I'm going to practice that for 10 minutes a day. Yep. Just to get myself in. And then I think I'll want to practice a little more. And if I don't, I won't. This is not there's no finish line. Look, I'm 38. I'm going to be 39. I'm not going to be Herbie Hancock. Oh, that's a great sound. Oh my God. Yes. Yeah, it's a great sound. I agree. Russell Ferrante is amazing. He's everything to me. So yeah, maybe I'll start with that. I'm burnt out. I'm tired. What is that? That's look up on Google Russell Ferrante stacking triads. Stacking triads, Russell Ferrante. Look that up. You're not gonna regret it. Look up stacking triads, Russell Ferrante. Look it up. You're going to be very happy. It's a very, very cool thing. Any more questions? What do I look for in a drummer? What do I look for in a drummer? And did I go on tour with Richard Bona? The tour with Richard Bona starts in mid-August into September. So that's coming up. What do I look for in a drummer? I look for a drummer to keep really, really good time. Number one. I look for a drummer to understand the music, to be able to shift gears from first gear to second gear to third gear to fourth gear. I look for that. I look for a drummer to understand form, to mark where's the verse, where's the chorus, or is the piano player taking the energy down. I look in the drummer to understand energy flow. Is it louder now? Is it softer now? I look in a drummer to understand. Wait, what is the music asking for? I've been playing this cymbal for a while. Should I switch to another cymbal? Is the music asking for that or not? I look for a drummer to ask to. I look in a drummer to ask all the time. What does the music need now? And what is there too much of that should be balanced with something else? I look in a drummer to do that. I look in a drummer to interact with the soloist without taking too much attention on the drummer, on himself or herself. I look in the drummer to play in a way that's danceable, that makes me want to dance. If it's a pop gig or a swing beat or jazz or funk, I don't care. I need to move when you're playing, baby. I need to move. I need to feel good. I look for that in a drummer. Yeah, well, those are a couple of, I think, pretty key things. If you have most of those things, you're going to be all right. Let's see, what else? There's not that many people, which means there'll be less questions. But that's the bad part. The good part is I can answer in more detail. If the audience are moving their feet, you're doing it right. That is correct. Can you give me a short tip to sound good on starting to play from a fake book? I know most of my chords. I've played guitar over 50 years, chord melody, just starting on piano. I would say get the chords on piano together. I mean, it's hard. It's really difficult, you guys. If I heard you play for, I don't know, 9 to 14 seconds, I could give you 6 hours of things to work on. But it's just really difficult to give you a tip. I don't know what you sound like. If you played on guitar for this long, it means you know what you're doing. On piano, figure out your rootless voicings with your left hand, I would say. Figure out how to play rootless voicings in your left hand. That's always a big deal. That's always important. So if it's a C major, right, you don't play that. You can play, right, 7, 1, 3, or 3, 6, 9, or something. So that, figure out your left hand so that when you see a chord in the fake book, you go. See, these are all rootless voicings, and I voice lead them too. I don't jump. No, it's all close. You're trying to get your muscle memory together for the chords. I know, my friend, me too. And that just sometimes takes longer. It doesn't mean you can't do it. It just takes a while. It's a new instrument. I'm assuming you're not very, very young. I know that the older I get, the more narrow the bottleneck becomes for me. So for me to train my muscle memory to do something new used to take less time when I was 28 than it takes when I'm 38. Now I'm 38, it takes more time to put my muscle memory together. I'm assuming that at 48 is going to be even longer. And that's okay. It doesn't mean you're 70. Okay, so it doesn't mean you can't do it. You absolutely can do it. It's just going to take longer than when you were 25, okay? I'm sorry. That's just reality, and you lived a long life, so you're not stupid. You understand this, right? You get that. It's just going to take longer. Who cares? You're doing it out of love, I'm sure. If you're 70 years old, you're not doing it to impress anyone. Your days of impressing people are over, I'm sure, if you're 70. You're doing it because you love it. You're doing it for your heart. You're doing it for your soul. It's going to take however long it's going to take. And who gives a shit? If you're still motivated at this age to pick up some new expression artistically for yourself, I applaud you, and it's going to take a little longer. You do it for fun and love it. Exactly. It's going to take longer to do the muscle memory thing. What are you going to do? At 70 years old, I'm sure you know something about patience. Right? You're doing it for the love and for the soul and for the heart. Who cares? It's gonna take however long it's gonna take. Can you explain block chords? Yes, I'm gonna make a video on block chords. How can I learn drop two voicings? I know I can build them. I think I have a video on drop two voicings. How to improvise, but I don't know how to improvise. Well, you have to improvise with block. Let's see what favorite drummers. I will answer the question with the drummers. Let me answer about the drop two voicings. You're saying how to improvise with them. Well, if you can build them. Okay, if you know how to build them, basically do this. Let's imagine there's a melody. Right? Let's imagine that's a melody. Da, 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 da. All we have to do now is build a drop two voicing for every one of the notes. And you say you know how to do that. Okay, so da, 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 so da, 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 da. So basically, do little melodies. Don't just start improvising with drop two. It's too complicated. It's too much. Do little melodies. Like imagine this G minor, right? Do, 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 do. G minor. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Okay, but let's build drop two voicings for that. So. See, for me, it's fast because I did it a lot. I practiced it a lot. For you, maybe it will be fast or slow. But before you improvise with drop two voicings, do little melodies. Decide, like, okay, let's build drop twos for this little melody. And then take your time. You know, so start with small melodic fragments, and then slowly you will become faster and faster, can improvise, literally improvise with drop two. Who are my favorite drummers? Jacques DeJohnette, Jeff Tain Watts, Bill Stewart, Vinnie Colaiuta, probably. Dave Weckl. I love Dave Weckl. I'm sure I'm forgetting some. You know, so the folks who are still alive basically today, like Jacques DeJohnette, Bill Stewart, Brian Blade for sure, Vinnie, Weckl. Dennis Chambers is definitely one of my favorite drummers. Oh my God, yes. Dennis Chambers. I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess saying people like Dennis and Vinnie and Weckl and like Steve Gadd doesn't even count because like they are the Mozarts, they're the classics. They will be famous long after they're dead. So yeah, those guys. I was very lucky to play with all of them and work with Dennis and work with these guys. What's my weighted keyboard of choice? My friend, I don't have one. I hate keyboards and I hate weighted keyboards. I have a Casio keyboard here at home. It's weighted. My friend gave it to me. I don't think it's great. I hate everything. I hate keyboards. I like pianos. I like good pianos. I'm a piano player. I play keyboards because people pay me to play keyboards. But I generally, how can I practice stride piano? Yeah, I would get some transcription books by Art Tatum. I would go on Amazon and order some Art Tatum books for stride piano and play those like they were classical music. Brad, what's going on? Hey. So yeah, I hope I answered the question about the keyboards. I'm the wrong guy, man. I fucking hate keyboards. I like Moog keyboards. I like Rhodes. Great, but like general, I'm not a keyboard guy. I'm a piano player who plays keyboards because he has to pay rent. basically. If it was up to me, I'd never play a keyboard in my life. Or I'd play keyboards just for pads and like cool sounds, but at that point, it doesn't matter how weighted keyboard. It doesn't even have to be weighted if I'm playing a pad or something. So that's that. Oh, we have a little more people here. I'm sorry, Tribe of David Studios. I hope I didn't disappoint you with my answer. I think the Nord stuff is cool. I think Nord makes some cool keyboards that are weighted. They're a little expensive. Um, I think the Roland RD500 is cool. Roland RD500 is pretty good for weighted keys, the way it feels. Again, do I like it? Hell no. But RD500 and all the RD series are okay. I thought they were fine, but like, I mean, to me, it's just approximating the real thing, and it just feels like shit. But the RD stuff by Roland, I think, is solid. I mean, they actually went the extra mile and got like real piano keys on there, and like a little bit of the mechanics in there. Let's see. Hope you're well and happy. You need a guitarist? Oh, of course, I always need a guitarist. The venue I'm playing tonight has a great acoustic Yamaha grand piano, which also has MIDI out. Oh yeah, for dabbling with pads, road sound, or whatever. Best of both worlds. That's right. That's how Lyle Mays plays, by the way. I love that kind of deal. I play that kind of piano on Josh Groban's gig too. A Yamaha with a MIDI out, and then you can double with pads and double with all kinds of cool stuff. It's awesome. That's just the best. I love that. What's going on? Long time, my brother. What's up? I know, I was on tour and I'm slacking. I'm an idiot. I need to make more videos. I'm going to make a video tomorrow. The RDs are pretty awesome for weighted keyboards. Indeed. Yeah, I mean, if I think about it, they're not so bad. Should I do as much transcription as I can? Do I focus on my licks and create my own paths? It depends where you are in your level of development, my friend. If I heard you play for 10 seconds, I could answer this question better. I think transcription is like investing your money in gold. It's not the fastest return, but you can never lose. You will never lose the money, basically. You can never go wrong with transcribing a solo you love and then playing that solo in 3 different keys. You will never go wrong with that, ever. That's never a waste of time. Take a solo that moves your heart and transcribe it, and play that transcription in a couple of keys. You will never go wrong with that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I am a big believer in that kind of philosophy. There's no, you can't, I'd have to hear you play to answer this question better, but I just can't see how you're gonna waste your time doing that. You're not gonna waste your time doing that. Do you do Skype lessons for other instrumentalists? Absolutely. I only have 1 or 2 piano students on Skype. The rest of my students play saxophone, bass, guitar, trombone, even drums. Yeah, guys, notes are notes. Choices are choices. Making good musical choices has nothing to do with instrument. Sure, there are specifics. I cannot teach a saxophone player how to have a good tone, because I don't know how to have a good tone on saxophone, because I don't play saxophone. I don't need to teach a drummer how to play harmony on his tom-toms, because you can't play harmony on the tom-toms. But everything else I can show and teach, and I do every day. Hi Ruslan, do you have a trick for feeling 4 and 8 measures like in a modal tune with always same chord, 2 chords? Sorry if I'm bad. I understand your question. Yeah. This comes with experience. I understand what you mean. Because when the chords are showing you the form, it's easy. But when there is only 2 chords, it's hard to feel 4 and 8. Yeah, basically my advice to you, I know the feeling, I know exactly what you mean. When the chords are showing you end of 8 bars, you know the bars are ending because the chords are showing you. But what if it's modal? How do you know? Yeah, I have good news for you and I have bad news for you. I'll start with the good news. The good news is you can definitely get better with this. The bad news is no, there is no tricks. You have to train your brain to feel 8 bars. You have to train your brain to feel 16 bars. And you're gonna do it, yeah, like impressions. Exactly. A tune like Impressions. Play Impressions a lot. Play So What a lot. I love the dirty voice. So yeah, you just have to practice feeling 8 bars, 16 bars. It could take 2 years. I know, it's really, it's just like that. Yeah, your brain will eventually fall into the habit of feeling 8, feeling 32. It might take a while. And you're right, when the chords are helping, it's more easy. When the chords are not helping, how do you know where's the 8? Only with habit, developing the habit of feeling 8. How do you do that? Simple. You use a play along of Jamie Aebersold, Impressions by John Coltrane or something. Sometimes you feel it, but not every time. Yeah, I know. And the more you do it, the more you're going to feel more often. That's the bad news. There's no trick. Your brain has to do it enough times until it's normal and natural for your brain. That's it. There's no trick. Your brain has to do it enough times in your life until it becomes natural to you, you know. Let's see, I'm scrolling back. I found playing just the chords is easier than playing other solos. Yeah, of course, it's less information you have to deal with. How to improvise any chords with scale? Wow, that's a long question. Why don't you look up my video that's called How to Improvise on Chord Changes, part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4. Swapnel, I talk about that in those videos. It's hard to answer, it's a huge topic. What to practice every day? I don't know. Depends what you need to improve. If you have not such good rhythm, you should practice rhythm every day. If you don't have great vocabulary, you should practice vocabulary every day. What to practice every day depends on what you need to improve. And I don't know what you need to improve because I'm not your teacher. I don't know how you sound. Should I learn standard in all 12 keys? Is it so important in New York? What's important in New York is that you have insane amount of control over your instrument. Okay? What's important in New York is that your instrument, excuse my French, is that your instrument is your bitch. Right? That your instrument is your slave. You're a master of your instrument. That's important in New York. And learning things in all 12 keys can really help with that. You don't have to do it, but I recommend learning in more than one key. Learn it in 3 keys. Learn this tune in F, C, and G. Next tune, learn in the B flat, E flat, G flat. Next tune, so don't do 12 so that you don't get stuck on one tune forever and then you're not going to get any progress. Do 3 keys every tune so that you could manage it, so it's not just insane. Because if you do 12 keys, you're going to learn 2 songs and you're going to stop because it's too much work. Unless you really want to work a lot. I don't know what your practicing habits are. I recommend to learn less than 12 keys because I don't want you to burn out and stop. I want you to continue. So learn in 3 keys, and that's going to be very good for you. And the next song, play another 3 keys. And next song you learn, play in different 3 keys. And that's going to help you a lot. Yeah. Oh, we have 30 people here, 31 people. All right, you guys. If you can, please hit that like button. It helps the video become more popular. More people can see it. The more likes people press, the more people see the video. It doesn't cost you guys anything to just hit the like button. It takes less than half a second. So if every one of you could just hit the like button, it would really help, because I feel, YouTube is built in this way that if there's likes, then people see the video more. If there's no likes, then people don't see the video. And so if you can go and hit the like button, I really, really, really appreciate if you hit the like button. Thank you so much for those of you who are doing it. I can see you guys are doing it right now, and I really appreciate it. I know it's like annoying, but please do it. It just helps my channel. It helps people to see the video if there's like. So, and that's not in my hands, it's all in your hands. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's see. Hi, do you think it makes sense to teach music to adults. Have you ever come across a successful jazz musician who started learning music beyond adults, say 18 plus, or it's hopeless? Well, what is the goal of the adult? Nikolai Zverev. Очень приятно. It depends what the goal is. Have I ever come successful jazz musicians who started learning? Well, I don't think that when someone wants to learn music, their goal should be a successful musician. No, I've never come across someone who started after 18 and became, Herbie Hancock. No, the answer to that question is of course not. But I don't know that that's really the goal. I mean, because to me that sounds like bargaining with the salesman. Like, okay, listen, I'm gonna pay the price, but am I gonna get the result that I want? I'll start, but am I gonna get successful? Well, what if you're not gonna get successful? What are you doing this for? Are you doing this to get successful, or are you doing it because you love music? Right? To me, that's kind of how I look at it. What is this bargaining? This is not the market. Oh, I'll do it, but if there's no chance I'll be successful, maybe I won't do it. First of all, who knows? Maybe there is a chance the person can be successful. Of course, it's a not high chance. Obviously, it's not. I'm not going to lie to you. Of course, it's not a high chance if you're starting from 0 and you're like 22. But why are you doing it? Are you doing it because you love music or because you want to be successful? Like, most people who start at the age of 6 are never going to be successful either, if it makes you feel better. And you make it sound like, well, if I started at 6, maybe I could be successful. Chances are, if you started at 6, you also probably would not be successful. Statistically, those are the chances. So I don't really see what fucking difference it makes. Do you love doing it? Do you feel like you can't wait to play music? Yes? Okay, well then do it. If you don't feel that way, then you shouldn't even do it if you're 18 or if you're 8. What do you think? This is some kind of competition? Fuck it. I love playing. I'm doing it because I love it. Of course, I like being successful if I can be successful. But if I don't be successful, I'm not going to like music less. Right? I'm still going to do the same. I've played music for 64 years. Not successful, but enjoy every second. Yeah, do you think, who the fuck is successful, you guys? Who the fuck is successful? Almost no one is successful. Successful is like also there's different levels of that, of course, but it's a very small percent of people. Jesus. We can't do it based on success. Are the chances lower to be successful if you start after 18? Yes, the chances are lower. But honestly, the chances were never that high in the first place. Hell, I started at 6 years old and I'm not a professional, but I'm happy. Yeah, you see music people here. Who knows, my friend? Nikolai, какая разница? Have you heard Steve play with whole sword? Oh, on Joshua? Yes, I believe so. I believe I have. It's freaking awesome. Yes. You guys, good questions today. Really good questions today. Let me go grab my beer. Hold on, I'll be right back. And I'm back. Let's see, any more questions? Would practicing the book of Hanon improve the overall development on the piano, like technique fingerings? Absolutely. Absolutely would. Abel, absolutely. That's what the Hanon is for. It is specifically for improving technique and fingerings. So the answer to your question is absolutely yes. Bird Boy, hey, I have a question. What's your question, Bird Boy? Can you be a good player, mean not like Herbie, but someone who can work as sessionist if you start after 18? Yes, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. It's going to be a little more difficult. It's going to be a little more difficult. It'll take a little more time because you're older, your brain doesn't learn as fast. But of course you can. I think absolutely yes. I don't see why not. Absolutely yes. I'm sober by 2.5 years by the deep love of God. That's amazing. That's wonderful. That's actually really, really amazing. Do I think real books are bad? Like, what do you mean bad? Real books are just songs, chords and melodies for songs. What's so bad about that? If I want to learn Autumn Leaves, I can open the real book or fake book, uh, and open the fake book and real book and see, uh, what the chords are. No, real books are great. They teach you songs. Wear your hair like Ruslan. Руслан, спасибо, замечательные слова. Thank you. Николай, спасибо, что пришли. Очень приятно. Thank you, Nikolai, for your question. We spoke a little Russian back and forth because Nikolai is obviously Russian and so am I. Thank you so much for your question. If you do more live chat, can you do overhead camera so we can see your fingers? And this is so in the morning, so fine, friends. Absolutely. Yes, I need to hook up a whole system, Rachel. I need to hook up a whole system. I need 2 cameras. I'm working on it. I'm just on tour so much. I don't get to it, and I'm an idiot. But I need to fix it. I'm gonna have split screen. My hands and my face. Yes, it's coming. I promise you. Just saying hi from Philippines. Hi, Philippines. What's going on? Thank you for stopping by. Well, you guys, this is cool. It's 28 people. Play some for us. Let me see. Maybe I can play for you guys a little bit. Let me see. Maybe I can put my camera so you guys can see my hands. And I can... Let me see. I sprayed my finger, so it kind of hurts to play, but I'm gonna try to play. Let me make sure I can make you see the keyboard before I play. I'm gonna play for you guys a little bit, but I want you to be able to see the keys. Oh yeah, where's my other tripod? Here it is. I'm gonna put the tripod on, you guys. Any interesting ways to practice ear training apart from transcribing? Guys, that's the one thing I still don't know how to teach ear training. And now the reason is I never had to learn it. I was just lucky. I had a good ear. I need to teach people ear training, and I need to figure out how to do it. There are apps that teach people. There are apps that teach people ear training, and I think maybe some of those apps can be cool. But I'm not sure exactly how to do it. Let me see if I can hook up the keyboard so you guys could see the keyboard and I could play for you guys a little bit. 1 second. Let's see. What are the... Mike Moreno thinks we should write down melodic line and chord changes themselves because they're often written in real books. Wrong in real book. Yeah, that's a good idea too. You can do all those things. Can you reach 10th? Yeah. But that's as far as I can reach. And there's nothing wrong with rolling them. There's nothing wrong with that. I have to roll chords. I heard Eddie Brown say he hardly moved by his own playing. Do you feel the same way when you play? Yeah, I talked to Eddie about that a lot. um, do I feel this way? Yeah, of course. My goal is this. My goal is not to be moved by my playing. My goal is to be engaged by my playing. I want to play and feel like I'm not rehashing the same old muscle memory bullshit. Because I have a lot of muscle memory stuff. Like any good player, I have a lot of muscle memory stuff that's already ready to go, ready to fire up. And my goal is to not play those crappy regular things. So for that, I have to practice. And when I practice new things, then in my solos, I can actually explore and not just rehash the same old crap that I've been playing forever, right? So, and when I can explore and I can, play like that, okay, at that point, that's good enough for me. I know what I'm playing from my muscle memory, and I know what I'm not. And what I'm not, I think some people will usually be moved by that playing, because it's authentic playing. It's not stupid muscle memory crap. So that's where I aim. And Eddie, I'm sure, feels the same way. Thank you. Blame it. Is there a formula playing cinematic pianos? There's ever a formula for any of that kind of stuff? I guess consonant sounds, long chords, open voicings. I'm not sure. That's about as close as I think I can get to a formula. Using the repurposing, for sure, yeah. Do I know any Aaron songs? No, I don't know any Aaron songs. I love Aaron Parks playing. He's amazing. He's one of my favorite players. For sure. Aaron Parks is amazing. Let's see. It's coming up on 11 o'clock here. Whew. I got back from tour, you guys. I was on tour for a month. I got back yesterday. And I'm going to start uploading more videos because now I'm home and I can make them. Let's see. Is it expensive to live in Los Angeles? Yes, very. Pretty much any place that offers opportunity to a wide range of professionals will be expensive because it's based on demand. If all these professionals want to come and stay here, then we're going to make it expensive. What would you advise to make one's playing more ear-driven than hand-driven? What a great question. Oh, man. Fuck. Hold on. I made a video about exactly this question. What an important question. Give me a second. I'm going to go and look up this video, and I'm going to tell you the name of this video on my channel. It's exactly about the thing you're asking, because you're absolutely right. Many of us play from our hands and not from our ear. That is a very... Oh yeah, it's called The Inner Listener. Go on my channel, go on this channel, and look for a video. I don't have a lot of videos. I have like 40 videos. Go for a video go look for a video. It's called The Inner Listener. Something about inner listener. I promise you're going to love this video. It teaches you an exercise how to play from your ear and not from your fingers. Because I love this question. It's a very important question. Many people play from their fingers. And I also do. I know the feeling, and it's not good. How to work on your inner listener. Inner listener. Go on my channel here and look up the video about inner listener. You're going to really like it. It's really good. I'm going to go watch it myself and then do the exercise again. It's a very important Very important topic that a lot of people don't talk about but yeah, it's very easy to play from our fingers, except it's also very boring and stupid. It's not fun for anyone. It's much better to play from the ear, but playing from the ear requires a certain amount of awareness. So yeah, I'm not even gonna get into that. Go watch the video. It's not even long. It's like 5 minutes long or something. How do you feel about your own compositions? Do you create songs that you think are extraordinary? Yes. I love my compositions a lot more than I love my solos. I stand behind my compositions a lot more than I do behind my solos, I guess because I have time to edit them. They come from an authentic place usually. Oh, yeah. I actually, in terms of my compositions, I stand behind my compositions for the most part. I wish I could say the same about my solos. I don't always stand behind my solos. But my compositions, I feel more confident about. And just in my particular case, I'm sure it's different for different people. Just for me, it's just like that. Whether they're extraordinary or not, hmm. Well, we're getting into specific. I don't know if they're extraordinary. I like them a lot, so that's kind of where I'm at. Hi from Ukraine. Singing while you play, yeah, this can help. But that's also a little dangerous because you could also be singing what your fingers are playing. There's an exercise I teach in my video on developing your inner listener. To me, so far, that's the best exercise I've ever found and learned um, in that topic. I recommend you guys check it out. Can you play Latin music? Not really, man. I can fake Latin music. I can fake it, but I can't really play proper Montuno or, I can kind of do it, but not really. Because that's a world in itself. That's a mathematics in itself. The biggest challenge is to create a melody on the spot. Correct. That's what improvising is supposed to be. I agree. Proper improvising should, be among other things, also melodic at times. And that's not easy. I agree with Frank Zappa about that. Yep. Interesting. Is it late? Where are you guys at? Is it late where you are? Early? Do you find you use drop two or locked hand block chords when you block chording a melody? Yes, of course. Uh, of course I do. Block chords when I block chording a melody. Yeah, drop two or locked hand block. Yeah, I do. If that's the sound I want, I definitely use those. Sure, absolutely. Ben Makoremotek. Hey, sending you love from Isha. Isha is a guy I grew up with, and I think Ben is his brother. Hey Ben, what's going on, bro? I'm happy you're here. Tell Isha I sent my love, and I haven't seen him in a long time, and God. Next time I'm in Israel, I'm gonna come to that jam session you guys have. We're all gonna hang out and play, and wow, it's just like a different life. Argentina is 3 a.m. Wow. See, I was wondering, because here it's not 11, it's 11 it's 11 p.m. and I was like, I'm wondering if people are gonna come. But it turns out it's the same number of people. What's next for you now that you're home from tour? Well, I have another tour coming up with Larry Carlton and Richard Bona. Meanwhile, I'm gonna make a bunch of videos and release my little books to help you guys master chord scales. So that's all on the horizon. But yeah, after the tour with Richard Bona, I'm probably gonna go to Israel and see my mom and dad. And then it's gonna be Thanksgiving, and I'm gonna come here and hang out with my girlfriend and eat Christmas cake. 4 p.m. tomorrow in Sydney, right? Hey, oh my god. That's awesome. Hi from Scotland. With so many preset sounds on modern keyboard. How much time do you spend exploring piano or EP tones to use for a gig? Not much, because usually on a gig they send you a song, and the song already has a certain sound on it, and your job is to reproduce that sound. So it's not so much in that case about exploring, it's more like finding the sound that sounds like the sound on the song, because that's what they want you to play on the gig. Because the gig, usually, if you're playing a gig with someone, it means that this person has these songs already produced and recorded, which means they already have piano keyboard sounds on them. And your job as a keyboardist is usually to be able to get as close to those sounds as you can. And it's usually not that complicated, and also a lot of things are on track these days on Pro Tools when you play live gigs. So it's not really usually all that much work. It's 2 a.m. in Ohio. Is Larry coming to East Coast? I'm not sure. I think we're going to Japan. I think he wasn't. We were on the East Coast before this year. 9 a.m. in Ukraine. That's cool. Ukraine. That's where I was born. Heard Larry's No Substitutions record. I don't think I have. I'll check it out. I bet I played songs from it. So I probably heard some of it. Sorry, we got interrupted. We got interrupted. Sorry, I'm back, you guys. Is there any special events in Israel? What do you mean, like musically? Yeah, there's the Red Sea Jazz Festival. There's the Tel Aviv Jazz Festival. Yeah, there's a couple of really cool festivals, and there's a bunch of amazing players. Like, really great, amazing players. Yeah, the Tel Aviv Jazz Fest, Red Sea Jazz Fest also. What are your favorite chord substitutions to spice up a progression? And do you have some trick for changing keys smoothly? Thanks, you're amazing. Let's see. Some trick for changing keys smoothly. Yeah, I mean, one key. I mean, substitutions to spice up. Oh God, there's a lot. I should do a video about substitutions. There's so many tricks. Joshua, I'm a Yamaha guy when it comes to keyboards. I'm a Yamaha guy, usually. One trick to change keys, for example, if you're playing a C chord, right? And the C chord has C, E, and G in it, right? It has those notes in it. So when you're playing a C chord, the G is the fifth. You can all of a sudden go to an E flat and keep that G, and the G now becomes the third. And what makes it smooth is because it has a note in common, right? In the key of C, the note G is a fifth. In the key of E flat, the note G is a third. So if you go from C to E flat and you keep that G on top, now it gets more smooth because that G ties the chords together because it exists in both chords. Right, so that's just one example. So I guess the technique would be called a common tone between the chords, right? If you have from one key to another, find a common tone and stick on that tone and change the chords and keep that tone to tie the chords together. That's a cool way of modulating. Do I play any classical sonatas or stuff like that? Not anymore. I did when I was a kid and when I was a teenager, yes, but not anymore. I really should, to be honest with you. I really should. Oh, God. But I don't. Yeah, it would be a good thing if I did. I didn't expect all you guys to show up. Wow, I thought it was late or whatever. If you guys can, please hit the like button on this video. It helps the video become more visible, and then more people can see the video. If you can, hit the like button. It really helps me a lot. It's kind of silly, but, you know, YouTube works this way. What about my book? Yes, I'm going to talk about it again. I'm writing I put it on pause because I discovered I need to write a series of short books. A series of short books. I'm gonna write this. I'm writing 165-page book for every mode: Ionian, Dorian, Lydian. Each mode gets a book separately. It's gonna be like 65 pages, and it's gonna cost like $10. Uh, 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 um, sorry, my girlfriend's texting me from work. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna write those books, and one of them is ready. The second one's almost ready. They're going to be ready very soon, and they're going to be for sale, and they're going to cost peanuts. That's like $10. And then I'm going to also release the big book, but I'm going to wait with the big book because I think you guys need to work on the fundamentals first, and then we'll do the big book. What have I been listening to lately? Oh man, classical music. Keith Jarrett. Classical music. Keith Jarrett. Brad Mehldau. Do you get together to play with other people to have fun or just for work? You know, I almost never get together with other people to play for fun anymore. But that's because I did it almost every other day for probably 15 years. But eventually, the less time you have on the planet left, the more you use your time selectively. So maybe that's why. Are you a good sight reader? Do you think sight reading is important? Yes, I'm a pretty good sight reader. Sight reading is important, depends on what you want to do in life. If you want to be a jingle composer, sight reading is not important. If you want to play for Andrea Bocelli or for Josh Groban, sight reading is important. If you want to play for Christina Aguilera, sight reading is not important. They're going to send you a CD, you just have to learn the songs by ear. If you want to play on film sessions for films, then sight reading is important. Depends what you want to do in life, my friend. I don't know any books to learn composition. I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry. I wish I could recommend a book to learn composition. I would take lessons. I always like lessons. Take lessons for a month or two or three or four or five. Start there. Take composition lessons. And start from there. I'm a big believer that when you start a new journey, you should do it one-on-one with a teacher. What chords do you like to play in measures 17 to 20 or measure the footprints? Oh, yeah. I like the original Wayne Shorter chords. I forgot what they are. Oh, crap. I know exactly what you're talking about. Man, go check out the original chords, for God's sake. Go listen to Wayne's recording and play those chords. I forgot what they are. It's been a while since I played Footprints, but yeah, just do yourself a favor and do me a favor. Go check out the damn chords on their album. Wayne always gets upset because people fuck those chords up. Thank you for all your videos. You're a huge talent. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate the words. Do you have any tips on how to deal with control issues? Control of what? What do you mean specifically control? Can you tell me what do you mean about control? What do you think about being conscious about the evolution of music, especially in jazz, and the part of the of that besides mastering the previous eras? I think it's always cool to integrate the music uh, the music that you're part of and the masters. Herbie Hancock said the three words. What did he say? Emulate, integrate, innovate. That's how I look at it. Emulate what your heart desires, integrate, innovate. So, yeah, I think you should do all three. Absolutely. I agree, Matteo. Absolutely. Both. It's hard to invent new things without knowing what came before and have it be really meaningful. but um, but why not check out what came before? All right. Oh, yeah, check out Wayne. Then I'm your student soon. Very cool. Let's do it. Imitate, internalize, innovate. Yeah, something like that. Control when improvising with others, or how one thinks the music should be. Yeah, it's an interesting topic because it's always a kind of a balance between how you think the music should be and how the music actually is because of the other people who you're playing with, right? So it's always this delicate dance between where you want it to go and between where it actually is going. I guess it doesn't hurt finding people who hear music in a similar way that you hear music so you can be on the same page. Also, doesn't hurt to play people who have different ideas about music because they can give you new material for you to work with. It will unlock new creative areas in your mind. So, yeah, it's finding a balance of that. It shouldn't be too comfortable and too familiar because then you'll be bored with your crap. And it shouldn't be too challenging because then you can't really bring your vision. It shouldn't be too new, I'm saying. It should because you can't really bring your vision. It's having that balance. And I think that's a difficult thing to find. That's a really good question. You guys, do you think Coltrane heard all the notes before he played them? Uh, I think by heard we have to be very careful what we mean by heard. I think a lot of times it's almost an immediate sort of process. It's not like he heard them 3 seconds before he played them and then he heard them. Certainly not when he was playing like the later stuff with the sheets of sound, right? Certainly not that. He probably heard general directions and then heard the right turns to make in the moment. Those are very, very fast decisions. It's not like it's not like a dictation. It's kind of like a dictation, but some of it happens a little bit from the fingers, but then some of it happens from the inner listener. If you leave enough space, you can hear it better. If you practice hearing correctly, like I have an exercise about my inner listener video, then your fingers get a faster connection to the listener. To the inner listener, I mean. Your fingers get a faster connection to the inner listener. Do I play klezmer? Not really. I played some klezmer before. My grandfather used to love klezmer when he was alive. Do I like hip hop? Yes, I love hip hop because I love producers. I love producers. Producers are very innovative. The way they combine textures and sounds together, the way they make the beat feel, I think it's amazing. And I don't like all hip hop. I like some hip hop. But then again, I don't love all jazz either. I only love some jazz. So I don't see a difference. Just like I love some pop. I don't love all pop. Same with the hip hop. I like some hip hop, not all hip hop. Imitate, assimilate, innovate. Yeah, that's a good one by Herbie Hancock. You guys. I'm gonna bring this to a close pretty soon. It's getting pretty late. We've been here for 75 minutes. If you guys have any more questions, now would be a good time to ask. I'm gonna wrap it up in a couple of minutes. It's getting late. I'm so happy you guys came. I didn't know if people are gonna come. Like, man, it's so late. Maybe it's a good idea that I do these in a different hour because if I do it at 5 o'clock my time, some people are gonna see it. If I do it at 10 o'clock my time, other people are gonna see it. If I do it at 2 o'clock, other people in Europe are gonna see it. So maybe it's a good thing I'm doing these at different times. One record I think every drummer should check out. Oh, brother. What genre? Jazz, funk, rock? Which one? Which kind of drummer? For instance, if you play only jazz, I can give you a funk record. Jazz. Jazz. Oh man. I would say I can't say one. Come on. You're killing me, man. You can't give me one? What do you mean one? I need an Art Blakey record and a Tony Williams record. Uh, oh, crap. I think My Funny Valentine by Miles Davis is an amazing record to check out for a drummer. Tony Williams. I think all the Jazz Messengers stuff, particularly late 50s, is amazing. Any of those. God loves you deeply, and I do too. Thank you so much, Brad. I appreciate the love, my friend. I really appreciate it. Juan, anytime, brother. I'm here. 8:15. Very cool. Thanks for doing this. Very enjoyable. Oh, or like this, the record where the drummer interacts. Yeah, Tony Williams, My Funny Valentine, Miles Davis, live record. Tony Williams was amazing on that. Crazy People Music, by Branford Marsalis. Tane was amazing on that. Standards, Volume 1, Volume 2, Keith Jarrett Trio. Jacques DeJohnette is amazing on that. And any of the records by, like, any Art Blakey records, any Roy Haynes records, man, all those 60s, 70s records, 50s records, that, like Impulse or Blue Note, like all of those records, all those drummers are nuts. Like, listen to all that stuff. It's amazing. You guys, I'm going to wrap it up. We've been here for a minute. Thank you all so much for coming. If you can, hit the like button on the video. It will help me to show it to other people. And I'm looking forward to releasing more videos. I'm going to film a couple of videos tomorrow. And I'm going to do these Q&As and live Q&As soon again. And I'm going to release more videos soon. Like, I'm going to film one tomorrow and release it the day after or something like that. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. Have a good night or a good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you for coming. And I hope I was able to answer some of your questions. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for your sharing. Hope you're well. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I will see you all soon, okay? I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.